Hi, this is Kim Kent with Bridge Elementary, Bridge Extension, and I'm here with Kezit Brogi of Unitas Classical Christian Tutorial. So, Kezit, thank you so much. It is so good to see you.
Good to see
So
you.
thank you for just spending time with us and sharing with us all about Unitas. I know I have a little history, but I am so excited for what you guys are doing now and where you are. So please tell everyone here, tell us about Unitas, tell us what you do, tell us where you are, all of that.
Yes, thank you so much, so much. It's good to see you even virtually right now. So Unitas right now is meeting at, or not right now, but we have been meeting at Grace Lutheran, which is off of Belair in Bowie. And it is a classical Christian cooperative that meets twice a week. We have twice a week drop off on Mondays and Thursdays from 8:30 a.m. until 2 p.m. And during that time, we do classical instruction in all of the core subjects for students. Currently, it's kindergarten through Logic 2, which is 8th grade.
Mm-hmm.
We are hoping to expand maybe in next year to start Logic 3, which would be 9th grade and so forth. But yeah, so that's what we have currently. And yeah, so we've only been meeting at this new location for 1 year, and obviously not even a full year because of
Right.
the
Yes. Thank you,
events.
COVID-19, right?
Yes, exactly. So yeah, so but the co-op itself has been around now for over a decade.
I was going to say it's been a while. It's been
Yeah.
a while, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's a well-established classical co-op of families. But
Awesome. And when you talk about the meat and potatoes, I like to call that the meat and potatoes. Can you just go over what are the subjects that you guys teach?
Oh yeah, that's a great question. So it does vary a little bit by grade. So the core subjects are grammar and writing, and then math or arithmetic, history, and then science. And for starting in grammar 3, so in 3rd grade, we start doing Latin instruction, and that goes up through grammar 6 through 6th grade. And then there's a transition from Latin in the logic years to logic. They start logic or dialectic for logic 1 and logic 2. So that's a difference there. And then rather than just straight history, so we do like Veritas Press, like broad world history.
Right, and that's like the timeline, right? Is that you're using the timeline model and you're going through,
Right, so yeah, so ancient history, then medieval history, then like explorers, early in history, and then like modern. Do that year by year and then start the cycle over. But then in the 6th grade year, grammar 6, they take a geography class, kind of like a geography people groups class.
Like a geography, like in cultural, is that what I'm hearing? Okay, good, wonderful. Kind of going around the world at that point, right?
Exactly.
Beautiful.
And then in the logic stage, they transition to like I think that's omnibus, and that, it's a mixture of like theology, worldview, history, literature. It's a lot wrapped into one. So I've been homeschooling now for 6 years. My oldest is going into grammar 6. A lot of my expertise is in the grammar stage.
Right.
But we'll be finding out real soon.
Yes, you will. That logic is wonderful. And from my understanding is the informal logic, learning about like fallacies and that kind of thing and preparing for argument. Is that correct?
Yes.
Awesome.
Exactly.
Awesome. Excellent.
So I'm excited. That's been the fun part in homeschooling and in teaching my kids, is actually reclaiming my own education. I know this is what everybody says, of just, I'm excited for the logic stage just because I never learned logic, and I kind of getting that education myself. But.
That's excellent. Now, the other thing that I noticed is that this year is new for you because you guys actually also incorporated the math program as well.
Yes.
Whereas before it was standalone and now it's incorporated into your day?
Yeah. So previously they had like a math lab where they put it on the end of the day. And it was just hard for families to get that coordinated. So we just thought, this is a core subject. It's easier to find a tutor if you say we're hiring you to do math, and you'll get a full day's work if you teach this subject. So we incorporated that, and it has been
wonderful.
Yes.
That's so good. That's so good. It's good. So what I'm hearing too is that you're really able to cover all of those major areas for all of your families. And so what a wonderful thing that you're able to do there.
I'm so grateful. I've got to say, coming home, like those days, picking up the kids, coming home from co-op, not having to do math is just
right. You're getting it done.
Thank you, Jesus.
Getting it done. That's
already
awesome.
Off the plate for the day, and we can move on. And
excellent.
Have another strong tutor speaking into that area in my kids' lives where I can go and say, hey, does this seem right to you? Is this and even pointing to resources over the summer. This would be worthwhile. And then especially once again, as I have my older student, it's so funny with these youngsters, because I have 3 kids in the co-op right now, and I'm about to have a 4th one start. And of course you're doing 3rd grade math, and you're like, yeah, I know my times tables, I remember that. And you're doing kindergarten math, absolutely I can add 1. But then you're doing ratios, and you're simplifying fractions and finding percentages, and all of a sudden you're like, I think I remember how to divide fractions, but oh goodness, maybe. so as she's getting older, I'm like, oh yeah, having a second person there to support me in this is really invaluable.
It is so true, so true. So now one of the things I also wanted to ask you about was, we briefly talked about the fact that we're now in this age of social distancing with COVID-19. How has that transition been? Have you been able to do that successfully? What does that look like now for Unitas?
So, well, thankfully, right now, our year is finally complete. So
yay!
It looks like summer. No, but for this last semester, basically, it looks like different things for different grades. A lot of, pretty much all of Logic online to like Google Classroom or Zoom, and they were meeting together because it's dialectic, right?
Right, absolutely.
Asking questions, it's about the conversation. That's very much what that stage is about. Then for the other classes, like for kindergarten, a lot of that is we're homeschool parents.
Sure.
We know the material, and so a lot of it was very much, we just knew the curriculum, we taught it at home, and those would have a weekly Zoom call where they would have their beloved kindergarten teacher read their 5 in a row book, and maybe they would share their show and tell and talk. So that's pretty much so. And she would send just maybe links to things or different things that she was going to do with them in class. So for example, they were exploring in science like their senses. So one of the activities she was going to do with them was blindfold them and have them smell different things, just to explore their sense of smell. And so she just sent like a guide to how to set that up. And so I was like, yeah, I can do that. Sometimes tutors are like, yeah, that's not going to happen, but we can do that.
Yeah.
I got the plate out. We put the different things, and of course, not just my kindergartner, but my 5th grader, everybody wanted to get it spelling thing. And so that was that age. The other kind of elementary school age kid, the grammar stage kids, It was a lot of videos. So the
Okay.
teacher would record a video, and then they would
Okay.
watch that for instruction. And then you could
Gotcha.
questions, submit papers online, and then maybe they would have a once a week Zoom call where they would maybe share a paper or receive some kind of instruction or something like that. But it was definitely less of the interactive, not because we don't love them, but we don't 100% trust the third graders to be
Right. Do that whole social distancing piece
learning
that they need to.
experience.
Right. Got it. Got it. Well, that
Yeah.
sounds, it's great. I'm glad you guys are able to make that happen and are continuing, I'm assuming, in the fall to have those resources available and have that structure available so that you can continue to do what you do so well.
Oh,
That is wonderful. So now where can people find you on the web?
So Unitas, so www.unitasccc.org.
And we will have the links below so you can go ahead and get in touch with them there. Yes.
Yeah, and awesome. I am really hopeful. I mean, obviously we don't know what's going to happen next month, next week, in the fall. I'm hopeful we will be able to meet together. One of the greatest things that we love about Unitas is the social aspect. The kids, the highlight for the kids. I mean, I wish it was pure learning, but it's not. It's their time at recess, running around, playing. When school's over at 2:00, we never leave then.
Oh, of course not. That's fun time. That's connect time.
After school. But yeah, I think the board, of course, is putting in place plans for the fall. For actually even the possibility of having even more robust online learning, because the nice thing about the timing of having to move online at this point was that we had all gotten very familiar with the curriculum as homeschool parents. The core instruction on a lot of stuff had happened. But if the reverse happens and we're starting the year that way, I think we're going to have to be even more intentional and more ahead of the instruction that we're able to provide and support families with, because that's Unitas's mission, is to support homeschool families, to bring glory to God by supporting homeschool families, Christian homeschool families, as they're trying to raise up and teach their children. So we want to make sure that we really do equip families to do that if we're faced with this again.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much for your time. Any last minute things that you'd like to share with our audience before we close out?
No, I just want to thank you. This is such a wonderful idea. And I love the open-handed and open-heartedness of promoting all these wonderful resources, and just are all just trying to honor the Lord, to do our best to raise our kids, to educate our kids. And there are these wonderful resources out there, and I just love that we're all trying to help each other out.
And that's I love it, because isn't that what we do as homeschoolers? We come together, we support each other, and we just, all of it for His glory. So awesome. All right. Well, Kesed, again, thank you so much for sharing your time with us. Thank you for sharing all the marvelous things that Unitas is and does for the homeschool community. Again, if you're interested in this amazing program, please do click the links below. We'll have all of their information there. And again, get in touch with them. So again, thank you so much for your time with us.
Thank you.
All right. Take care.